Wonderful. Well, it's so good to see everybody here, and I am currently just serving as the acting president tonight because, as you know, Kyoko and Lady Andy, as well as Male Andy, are all on their way to the convention. So that leaves the nest with just Patsy and Joe here to keep things moving along, and Von Erich as well. But I'm so happy to have us here online, and we've got our two speakers tonight, and so that means it is now time for me to hand it over to our Toastmaster of the meeting. What can I say about Von Erich that hasn't been said before? He's a man who gives fantastic workshops. Whenever he speaks, there's so much wisdom, there's so much warmth, there's a lot of dedication. And one of the big moments I've known for that's really struck me about Von Erich is that he's always somebody who will do his very best to reach out, to help, and to serve. He's somebody who plants a lot of seeds in very other leaders and young speakers and new clubs. And I feel like the theme that he's picked tonight, Harvesting Success, is totally on brand with Von Erich. We're going to have a great meeting tonight, so let me pass it over to our Toastmaster of the meeting, Von Erich. Welcome.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good morning, everyone, and good evening. Welcome to our Toastmasters meeting. Today's theme is about harvesting success. Remember, just like farmers, they plant seeds, nurture their crops, and patiently wait for the harvest. Success also comes from the seeds we plant through, of course, our efforts, learning, and perseverance. Now, why did I choose this meeting theme, by the way? Well, we all know most of our officers, they are district leaders, and they're now in Vancouver. Alex is in Korea. It's because harvesting success, District 67 achieved select distinguish, and they will going to harvest the success in Vancouver. They will going to receive the award. But of course, success starts in our club. For every speech we deliver, every challenge we overcome, and every new skill we develop a seed that can grow into something meaningful one day. So today, let's celebrate the progress we've made and reflect on the rewards of our hard work. So let's get ready to harvest our success, our effort, and plant new seeds for even brighter future. With that, I would like to acknowledge our timer and accounter. Patsy, please wave.
Yeah!
Yes, our accounter. Please wave.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ingrid.
Thank you, Ingrid. With that, I mentioned earlier, success starts in our club. We have two speakers. I'm honored to introduce our first speaker, no other than Caroline Calpin, with her project, Engaging Humor, is a 5 to 7 minutes, and this is Writing a Speech with Purpose. The project title, Behind the Data. Caroline, the screen is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the meeting. In the Pacific Ocean, between Japan and Alaska, is the North Pacific Gyre. This vortex of currents moves in a counterclockwise direction, and it takes about 3 years to complete this circuit. How do we know that? When I hear things like, oh, it takes 3 years to complete a circuit of the North Pacific Gyre, how do we know this information? Did someone get in a boat and just float along in the current for 3 years, and then now we know? This particular bit of information actually comes from kind of a disaster. In 1992, there was a shipping container vessel, and 12 of the shipping containers tumbled overboard. I'm sorry, Taiwan friends, it was an evergreen ship. Now, In one of these 12 shipping containers were 28,000 bath toys. Oh, yes, little floaty duckies and turtles. The duckies were yellow, the turtles were blue. There were frogs that were green and beavers that were red. I'm not sure who decided on the colors here. They don't make a lot of sense. But these little bath floats did exactly what they're supposed to do. They escaped their packaging and started to float along in the current. Now you might think this is an environmental disaster, and well, it was. That's a lot of plastic in the ocean that we all know is a bad, bad thing to have in the ocean. But now it was an opportunity for science, because scientists cannot ethically dump 28,000 bath toys into the ocean to see where they go. But if they're already there, well, you might as well just float along for the ride. And that is exactly what one scientist did. He was studying ocean currents. His name's Curtis Ebbsmeier. And Ebbsmeier is a really great name for a scientist who's studying the ebb and flow of the ocean. I thought it was a fantastic name for a scientist. So he finds out that these little bath toys have tumbled off the side of the ship, and they are going to be coming ashore. The accident happened in January, and by November, they started to wash up in Alaska. And he goes to the site, and he talks to people who are there, and he encourages, sends out messages to let people know the bath floaties are coming. And people are excited about this challenge. It's like a treasure hunt. How many can they find? Which ones will they find? There are 4 different shapes. Can you collect them all? So they go out and they look for these scientific treasures to see where they land and how long it takes them to get there. Now, a few years later, 1996, more bath toys start to wash ashore in Washington State, just south of where they had been 3 years prior in Alaska. So based on this landing, the oceanographers were able to figure out that, okay, from Alaska, going around this North Pacific gyre, all the way back to Japan, back across the Pacific Ocean to Washington State takes about 3 years. But not all of the bath toys ended up on the west coast of North America. Some of them got picked up by a different current and decided to make an Arctic journey up into the ice, where some of them got a little stuck. They were frozen and had to wait out the ice to thaw, eventually making their way all the way around Canada and Greenland down to the east coast of North America, where a few very resilient floaties got picked up by another current and were transported across the Atlantic, completing a 19-year journey to Europe. And it kind of makes me wonder, maybe they followed the same route as Odysseus, if it took them 19 years. I'm not sure how far Odysseus went away from Europe in his journey, but these bath toys took 19 years, and in their journey, they got a little beat up. The ducks faded from yellow to white. They became brittle, being in the ice. The beavers still are not the color of beavers, they're also white. But the green frogs and the blue turtles somehow manage to hold on to their colors. So if you're looking for a long-lasting color plastic toy, pick green or blue, not red or yellow. And these are some of the things that we learn from strange science discoveries that happen kind of by accident. So the next time you come across a scientific fact like it takes 3 years to complete a circuit of the North Pacific Gyre, I want you to consider, how do we know that? What is behind this data? You might discover it's 28,000 escape bath toys going for a swim in the world's largest bathtub. Toastmaster of the meeting.
What a journey. Thank you very much for your speech. In my case, I haven't seen an ocean yet because I live in Alberta. It is a landlocked province of Canada. So thank you. Thank you. Now, let's move on to another second speaker. This time, it's from his presentation mastery. It's an elective public relations strategy. This is a 5 to 7 minutes. The title of the speech, Embracing AI, Making Midlife Dreams Come True. Please help me welcome our second speaker, Huan Yu Cheng. Over to you.
Fellow Toastmasters and friends, let me begin with a question. What did you dream of becoming when you were 15? A doctor, an entrepreneur, a writer, or a singer? And there's the more important question. Where is that dream today? When I was 15, I had a dream. I wanted to become a singer, songwriter. But more than 30 years ago, producing a song wasn't easy. Producing one song would cost about 10,000 US dollars. So 10 songs to compose an album, that'll be $100,000. It was impossible to an ordinary teenager like me. So I followed my father's advice. Just go on the normal way to study hard and get a PhD. And maybe finally, I would teach at a university as a professor. I built my career, but somewhere along the way, that 15-year-old boy and his dream was still waiting. Actually, reinventing myself is not new to me. In 2005, when I published my first book, I gave myself a very unusual title in Taiwan. I was the pickup guru. Why? It was a public relations strategy. At the time, Taiwan already had many famous writers and motivational speakers. As a newcomer, I simply called myself another motivational speaker. Nobody would notice me. I needed differentiation. So I found myself my own blue ocean strategy. But to me, picking up was never simply about dating. It was about three things. First, I call them confidence, communication, and resilience. I even created this 3P principle: personality up, power up, pick up. Improve myself, improve yourself, build your abilities, and then take action. That unique position got people's attention. So I got famous. I learned an important lesson at the time about public relations. First, we need to get people's attention. Then give them something worth remembering. 20 years later, I'm reinventing myself again. This time, my new personal brand is the AI dream making uncle. At 50, my 15-year-old dream came back. This year, I turned 50. Most people talk about AI as an productivity tool, an investment opportunity, or even a threat to our jobs. But I see something different. I see AI as a second chance. Today, I can write lyrics with AI. I can hum a melody into my phone, work with AI music tools, develop that simple idea into a complete song, and then walk into a real recording studio and sing it with my own voice. And now I am releasing my own music. Think about that. The dream that was impossible for me at 15 became possible at 50. AI did not give me a new dream. AI gave me back an old one. And that experience became the foundation of my new public relations strategy. My target audience is people like me, especially those in their 40s, 50s, and beyond, who still have dreams, but keep telling themselves, I'm too old. It's too late. I don't have the skills. I don't have the resources. My key message to them is simple. AI doesn't make us younger. It makes our dream young again. But a message has no power if nobody hears it. So I use different channels for different purposes. On Facebook, I share stories. On Threads, I create conversation. In the media, I build credibility. On stage, I inspire people. Through music, I demonstrate what AI can actually make possible. Instead of simply telling people AI can help you achieve your dreams, I want to show them my songs are not just songs, they are proof. My speeches are not just speeches, they spread the message. My social media posts are not just content, they create conversations. And gradually, all these channels support one personal brand and one central idea. Embrace AI, dream again. As an entrepreneur, I will do further. I make this a business, not only promoting myself, making myself as a singer songwriter. I want to make it a platform for music makers to help others to create songs for their loved ones, their family, their business. So, my dear friends, it's never too late to start pursuing your dream. With the support of AI, your dream can come true. Back to today's Toastmaster.
Wonderful, wonderful. It's not too late. We're not too old. There are many tools that will help us to achieve our dreams. Thank you very much for your speech. Wonderful. Before we move on to our next segment of our meeting, I would like to say thank you to our two leaders who are now in Vancouver or traveling to Vancouver, Alex Wam, our past district director, and Stefano. Thank you for your time and attending. Of course, thank you each and everyone. Now, it's time to harvest another success. This time, we will improve our impromptu speaking. And we have our table topic master, Sylvia Chang. Sylvia, take it away.
Thank you, Von Eric, the Toastmaster today.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. I'm Sylvia and the table topic session master today. And our meeting theme is the harvesting success. It's very interesting, and I prepared some questions for all of you. The first one, what does success mean to you? Again, what does success mean to you? The first question I would like to invite Joseph. Joseph, please.
Wonderful. Oh, I get to share.
I'll disappear.
No. Fight. Thank you, everyone. Success is so difficult to define because it looks different in a variety of situations, of course. But oftentimes, what success looks like for me is about the emotional effect that it has on the people involved in the thing that's succeeding. Because the thing is that when you say, if you say that success is defined on the numbers that are achieved, so many sales, so many DCP points achieved, but the people involved are tired, burned out, and feel awful about what they've done. Is it successful? And I think in a lot of ways the answer is no. Because the numbers stop mattering after a while. And what people will remember won't be the numbers, it'll be how they felt in achieving those numbers. How did they feel after the numbers were released? And so to me, the biggest factor that comes with success is how are people feeling after the thing is done? And so for me, for example, in the last term, I did the speech festival, which I remember I had done an initial report here. And numbers wise, it was okay. I remember Alex Huang and I started having this big dream of 200 people, 300 people, 400 people. And at the end, we had about 150, 160. But ask anybody who was on the team doing it how they felt. They said they felt proud. They were happy to work together. They felt that they had achieved something. And that I felt I achieved something really defines success for me. Because again, it's not just the numbers, it's not just the results. It's how you feel about the results and how you feel about the effort. If you can feel good about both of those things, you've got a major success on your hands. Back to Sylvia.
Thank you, Joseph. Thank you. Very wonderful answer. And I could hear that you're really proud of that small success. Okay, let's move on. The next question. What is one small success you are proud of? What is one small success you are proud of? And this question, I would like to invite Stefano to answer. Welcome, Stefano.
Okay, thank you, Toastmasters. Wow, it's a tricky question. It's a completely random fact, but one success I'm proud of is having kept a habit. So I have the reminders app on the iPhone, and I think during COVID I decided I'm gonna set one to take at 6 a.m. in the morning every day, and I'm gonna do it. So one's been keeping a diary, and that's been pretty good because that habit goes back to 2007. So since then, every day I've been writing something in my diary, and it started being a very small page document. But last night when I was looking at it, I think it was over 100,000 words. So it's like a 400-page document. My wife's always like, "You need to show me that diary," and I said I'd rather die than show you my diary because it's so embarrassing. But that's going to the diary, and I've kept other habits that I try to do every day, and for me those are small successes because they remind me that I put in the effort and I remember to keep disciplined to continue something that I promised myself. It could be maintaining a diary. The other one, which is the embarrassing confession I initially hinted at the beginning, is doing hula hoop every day for 10 minutes. That's what I started doing COVID. Now I can't do it in Vancouver, but when I'm at home, every day for 10 minutes, I do hula hoop. And it's pretty cool. Initially, I thought I couldn't control it. I also thought about trying to beat the world record of hula hoop, which is apparently it's 2 days, where it's more a matter of a test of endurance and other physiological needs rather than keeping hula hooping. But anyways, going back to the original question, I think keeping a habit and sticking to that is probably the small success that I'm the proudest of. Thank you. Back to you, Tabletop Toastmasters.
Thank you, Stefano. For you, it's a small success, but for me, it could be huge because I'm a person. It's very difficult to keep some habits for a long time, especially like writing something down, diary. Okay, let's move on. Next question: who is the most successful person you know personally? Who is the most successful person you know personally? Any volunteers? Or I would like just call Alex. Are you able to answer this question?
Yeah, sure. Sure. Thank you
Yes,
for
welcome,
everyone to
Alex.
working with me in South Korea. I'm in Hongdae University. I'm going to looking for my Airbnb. And the most successful person I ever met, uh, he may not be a very rich person, but he is really one of the most capable person around me, very loyal, and he's such a my good friend in my life. That is Toastmaster Edward Chen. And Edward is a member from Premium. He's a distinguished Toastmasters. What I say he is one of the most successful person around me is that first thing he is always um, keeping his promises every time. He never be late, and he's the one who always arrive at venue. A meeting earlier with me, and every time when I talk to him, he's really focused with me, talk to me, and he wants to help me a lot. And he's a person who can doing all the same thing every day, but never get tired because he know what his life goal is. And I'm so honored that currently he just published a new book about how to find your life destiny. And Edward is a very simple person. I know some members know him very well. He's not really, a fancy guy. He's not really a rich man, but I know his family is really rich. But he's one of the person I would say I really honor to be his friend. But I know I in my life I won't be that kind of person like him because he has some special personality that I couldn't achieve. But I think it is not about the money or material. It's about who who always keeping his promises, always arrive earlier, and always be a loyal person, and also the best friend around me. So I would say Edward Chen and my best friend in Toastmasters. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Are you still finding Airbnb? Good luck to
Yeah,
you.
it's really
Good luck.
really crowd. Yeah,
No worry.
I'm walking.
You have us at this moment. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Speaking of success, there's a lot of elements during the hardworking. And my question is, which is more important, do you think? Hard work or good luck? For success, which is more important to you? Hard work or good luck? And this question, is there any volunteers?
Yeah, I can speak about it.
Oh, yes. Welcome, Brian.
What is more important, hard work or good luck for your success? I would say neither one of them. It's the good family and the good gene. Just kidding. I think a lot of people, when we think about their success, we thought they work very hard and we thought they're lucky. And both could actually be right, but most people didn't talk about was a lot of successful people, they actually have a very good starting point because of their family support. Let's look at two of the richest people in the world, Elon Musk and Bill Gates. They are both successful, they are both smart, they are both hardworking people, and they have a little bit of a luck and become who they are today. Multi millionaire or even billionaire, trillionaires. But think about it harder. Microsoft's founder, Bill Gates' mother, actually sit on the board of the IBM computer. And because of the mother's connection, Bill was able to outbid other people in order to be the supplier for the IBM computer's operating system. How about Elon Musk? His father owns an emerald mine. That means his father, his family is multimillionaires. So he got the seed money to start his business, to buy other people's business. And this is the kind of success secrets people don't usually share with you. Yes, hardworking is good. Yes, have a little bit of a luck is fantastic. At the same time, I think there are other success factors people don't tell you about. And those factors, you may or may not have it, but just don't fancy that if you think that you work hard enough and you'll be successful. And that's a myth. Back to you, Madam Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you. And let's move on. Harvesting, before harvesting, we have to plant something. So my question is, what seed are you recently planting for your future? What seed are you recently planting for your future? Any volunteers? Okay. May I invite our counter Ingrid to answer this question? The microphone?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Yeah,
okay,
sure.
good.
Well, actually, in my experience, planning, right? Planning and harvest success are not contradictory. So I think I personally don't really plan for the. Your question is, sorry, I didn't wasn't clear. Yeah, one more time. Yes.
What seed?
Yeah, what seed?
SEED. What seed
Okay.
do you are you planting recently for your future?
Okay. Sure.
Yes.
Sure. Yes. Okay. Yeah. I have two kids. I always pay much attention on my kids' education. When my kids just entering elementary school, so in Taiwan, some parents we send kids to cram school after school because parents are at work. So at the beginning, I pick up the one cram school for them. There has had a big space and also provide piano courses. But 2 years later, my kids give feedback that they were not interested in piano. They were like more fun things. So soon I found another cram school for them. But that cram school have a native speaking speakers, English teachers, and they're always and they have more fun at their cram school. And my kids now, they are not afraid of facing foreigners, and even they cannot speak English fluently, but they're being very natural and feel happier. So I think I plant the seed for kids. I think right now the seed I'm planning is for kids' educations because they are the persons I really care about. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Ingrid. Thank you. Okay, let's move on. I think we still have some time. Maybe the last question. Okay, where's my question? I just missed it. Okay.
It's the very last question, please. Thank
Okay,
you.
very last one. Okay. This question, can you be successful without being happy? Can you be successful without being happy? This question, I would like to invite the new friend just joined us, Afi Liu. Would you like to join us to answer this question?
Can I be successful without being happy?
Yes.
Myself personally, perhaps rather unlikely. Yeah. I wouldn't consider that I have done something successfully without naturally being happy, as normally when I try to pursue something, it has to be something that I really enjoy, that I love doing. In the end, as you mentioned about harvesting and planting, so when I started planting, I'll just give an example. If I enjoy eating tomato, that would be something that I will be planting. If I don't really enjoy eating a certain kind of fruit, I wouldn't be planting and taking care of it. Right? Of course, it is possible also we are being forced to plant something for some other reasons, but we'll leave it on another subject. But personally, I normally will work on something that I love and spend time on something that I love. And I think naturally, if we work on it and we dedicate our time on something that we love, at some point there will be the time to harvest. It could be a big harvest, it could be a small harvest, but let's say when it's time to harvest, whether it's big tomato, small tomato, green tomato, or red tomatoes, I assume you have certain level of happiness over there. And I assume when you are picking the tomato, you consider yourself for this summer, it's some kind of success. I think that's from my side. And by the way, I would like to mention for the previous assumption from your previous questions, you mentioned that do we always harvest the things that we plant? I must say, not always. Sometimes we're harvesting something that other people plant or the nature plant. In example, I'm speaking from Germany, Munich. I was harvesting blackberry from the field, and I must admit I didn't plant for those harvest. I didn't make any effort. It was the nature. So sometimes it happens, and we call it luck, pure luck. All right, that's it from me.
Thank you, Effie. Thank you for joining us. I think my time is up. I will get my control back to our Toastmaster, Von Eric.
Beautiful, beautiful, very challenging question. Thank you, Sylvia, for leading the table topic session and wonderful answers from our table topic speakers. Now, we will move on to the last part of our meeting, the general evaluation portion. And with that, our general evaluator will lead the segment. I would like to call our general evaluator, Harry Fong, DTM. Over to you.
Thank you, wonderful. We have very good time control so far. It's very much on time. And in this session, we provide feedback to the speakers. We have two speakers tonight. They did very, very good speech. And we also invite members, evaluators, to give evaluation. First one is Brian Lin, who happens to be a past district director. May I invite Brian, stage is yours.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to National Geographic, the data behind the yellow duck. Carolyn, thank you so much for your wonderful speech. Your speech purpose was to write a speech with purpose, actually. And I believe you have two purposes. One is to deliver a story about those plastic ducks and turtles. Number two is to practice injecting humor into your speech. And I thought you have done both beautifully. Let's first look at the purpose number one. You're delivering a scientific talk about data. So you have to have quality data. And I believe you had, because, for example, you mentioned 28,000 floating bathroom toys. You mentioned the researcher's name, Curtis Optmeyer. You mentioned when it turned the plastic tools turn up at what place, at what time, and you are very precise and accurate about that. So I thought number one purpose you fulfill beautifully. Number two was about injecting humor. I had to see a lot of humor coming out from your speech, and they are all very subtle, smart, and you have very natural delivery of those humor. For example, you said black floaties are coming, right? The world's biggest bathtub. I never thought about the ocean as bathtubs, but now you're mentioning it. Maybe I should take a bath in the ocean someday. And I thought these are great humors. And don't worry about your humor. Your humor is just very natural, very smart, very subtle, as I said, and it's been placed very well. And since this is an evaluation, I have to give you something for you to improve, right? Every speech need to be better. And if I can give you some suggestions, I'm just nitpicking something. Number one is if you wanted to practice humor, you can use more humor in there. For example, when you mentioned that I don't know who decided colors of those toys, and yellow for duck, and you said turtle should be purple. Why? Because it rhymes. Oh, just kidding. Something like that. You could totally take it to the next level when you think more about your sentence. I think that the current levels of your humor is sufficient for most of the situations. But if you wanted to practice more, I would suggest you think harder about what you construct your sentences so you can practice more. Another opportunity here is you said black bad floaties are coming. Yeah, I love that line. And before that, you can say something like Curtis thought he would ride a horse and just warn everybody about those bad floaties. But now this is 21st century. He has internet. Something like that. To think about it if you want to take it to the next level. But you don't have to because your speech is already fantastic here. Number three is to show some visuals. For example, you have the duck before and after. We all know those ducks have been faded, but we wanted to see a little visual. Maybe you can show a fresh duck on one hand and a faded one, or even show a picture of before and after, and maybe you can show the picture of how the gyro works, or even show a picture of Curtis. And all of those you could add to your speech. But all in all, this is fantastic. If it's not for National Geographic, I would recommend your speech go to the Animal Planet. Thank you, Carolyn. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for the constructive feedback. It is not easy to evaluate humorous speech. Obviously, you have done a very good job giving a suggestion. That's really wonderful. So the next evaluator is a member from Malaysia, Helen Teo. The stage is yours, Helen.
Okay, thank you so much, Polly. Okay, so good evening, everyone, and especially for our speaker, Guang Yu. Okay, so when we actually ever heard the word midlife, AI, they may sound like two different, completely different topics. But tonight, our speaker, Kwang Yu, actually brought them together beautifully, I would like to say. So, Kwame is showing us that the technology is not just for the younger generations, but and the dream do not come with an expiry date. So, what I really enjoy the most is the relevance of your topic. AI is something that many of us is talking about today, but you connect it to something much more motivation, how to relate to many people's dreams into reality. I like, by the way, I like you share your YouTube link at the chat box. So after the meeting, I will go and listen for it definitely. So, and I also appreciate that your positive and very encouraging message. You personally bring the role model to all the people. So instead of that, you present AI as something that is so frightening or complicated. You actually show us how AI can become a tool to help people achieve their dream. For example, songwriting. And I get to know that you wish to become a songwriter in previous time, and now your dream come true. So if I could offer actually only one suggestion, it would be you actually share many interesting ideas. And I heard about the 3Ps and so on, and about your book publishing. And also, there's some of the valuable information throughout your speech. But since that this is an online presentation, so I would like to suggest to use a few simple uh, PowerPoint slides to actually to support your key point. Uh, it will actually help the audience to follow your idea more easily and remember your key message. Uh, the overall of your content is very rich, so a little bit of the visual support could make it even clearer and improved. For example, your book published, what is the book name, the photo, and then your Facebook page, or maybe you can share a QR code of your Facebook so that the audience can interacting with you. So overall, I think that your speech reminds us something very important, like what you say in your speech. Midlife is not too late to dream, and AI does not have replaced us. AI makes our dreams young again. So I would like to say thank you, Guang Yu, and keep embracing this new opportunity, new possibility. Keep sharing your journey, and most importantly, keep showing others that it's never too late to make a dream come true. So congratulations, Guang Yu, and I look forward to your next speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Helen. Very, very good job. Well done. It's not. It's really very encouraging to Huang Yu. Yes, really wonderful. Now, may I hear the report from our timer, Patsy? Timer, please.
Yes, definitely. I have already sent all the timers report. Now I'm sending the very last two of our evaluators in the chat box. Thank you. Back to our general evaluator.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. And how about the counter, please? Ingrid, please. Yes. Ingrid?
Yeah, my touch controller is somehow is not reactions. Oh yeah, everyone spoke very fluently. I met the most I think, yeah. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you for the report. Let's give them a big hand. Okay. So now it's my turn to give a report of my observation. First of all, we are very much on time. We have a great meeting. That's really wonderful. And since our president of the club, Kyoko, is on her way to Vancouver, so Joseph served as the acting president. I think he can do a good job. Yeah, he is so experienced. And every time when he talks, I feel like wow, would be a great meeting, good quality meeting. Well, it's I think you have this personal charm as a speaker, and you get the attention from all the speakers. That's really wonderful. And you have great introduction to the TME. TME Von Eric is very experienced. Von Eric, I like every time you speak, I feel the sincerity from you, and you introduce this. I think this great meeting theme, harvesting success. This is truly the time for everyone to think about what does it mean. While in Toastmasters, every time we come here, we don't come to global meeting just to give speeches. We come to plant seeds, and every meeting gives us a chance to harvest something new. Yeah, I think this is a very good theme, so people can bring something home. Yeah, really wonderful. Tonight we have two outstanding speakers who did a very, very good job. And from Carolyn, it's very interesting. It's funny, it's not that easy, to tell a scientific about the data, talking about 28,000 bad toys, which I think that's a very, very interesting. You did a very good job. It's not easy to tickle the funny bones. Never easy. I think you try very hard, I can tell. And as Brian says, I think you have done a good job. And Brian also gave you some good suggestion, and which is practical. You can bring home. And also we have another speaker, and Kwang Yu, the professor. Always, whenever he shows up, he talks like a professor. He's so experienced. I really like his personal story, and especially his PR strategies. That's very, and most importantly, inspiring everyone to make their dream come true using the modern technology, AI. That's very inspiring. And for the table topic section, I think Helen, you use full amount of the time. With 6 speakers, which you have very, very good question to ask. And since I'm the GE, I would like to volunteer, but because the question is so good. But it's very great that you invite our one of the visitors, Effie, who happens to be an old member from Legacy for many years. So it's really wonderful. So all in all, I think we have done a very good job in this meeting. Every role plays a good part, and we have something. Not only we plant the seed, we harvest some success, and we have something to bring back as a good memory. So back to you, TME.
Thank you, Harry. Thank you very much for all the insightful feedback that you gave to us today. And as we come to the end of our today's meeting, I would like to request, please remember that success is also a harvest. Success is a harvest, actually. It comes from the seeds we plant, our effort, the effort we nurture, and of course, the patience we practice. So everyone, I enjoyed being your Toastmaster. Thank you for having me. May we continue to learn, grow, and take small steps towards our goals. Let's celebrate what we have harvested, and today, keep that planting of seeds for tomorrow's success. Thank you everyone for being an engaging audience. I will now return control to our President, Joseph. Over to you. Thank you.
All right. Acting President Joseph, thank you so much. Let's get a round of applause for Von Eric's work today. Lovely. It is not easy to wake up early in the morning and bring all of that energy. So wonderfully done. You might have noticed in the chat that Patsy has put up an important reminder. She said, everybody, we're a global family. Where's our family photo? And so if you can, turn on your camera. Stefano, if you're available. Maybe he's in the shower.
Maybe he's practicing hula
Oh,
hoop.
maybe he's hula hoop. He found a hula hoop somewhere.
Sorry, I didn't
He's
know the
back.
camera was off.
He's back.
Yeah. I've
Okay,
just been
Pat.
clapping with the camera off.
Good job. Wonderful. Well, Patsy, do you mind doing the honors for our group photo?
Absolutely. That's a take a family photo together. Have the biggest smile and celebrate our harvest. I'm going to count down. 3. Oh, look, Helen. That's a nice gesture. Okay. 2. 1. Wow. Okay, that's a great one. Thank you. Back to Joseph.
Wonderful. Well, while we have this opportunity, I'd love to hear from Effie. Effie, I think you're good friends with maybe Harry and Ingrid, but what brought you here today, and what did you think of our quick meeting to?
Oh, you're muted.
There you go. If you can just there we go.
All right. So, hello everyone. Yes, I was a member of Legacy Toastmasters. When I was still living and working in Taipei, I learned about this meeting from our beloved founder of Legacy Toastmasters, Harry Fong. He is very, very active. And we remain good friends. Are we good friends, Harry? So also Ingrid, so it's very nice to see two familiar faces. I must say I'm not very familiar with the backgrounds of the whole Toastmasters Club, the global family itself. It would be nice to learn more, and I personally perhaps research more about that. I'm now speaking from Munich, from Germany. We are, it's afternoon, Sunday afternoon, our time. Harry has been very kind to invite and to send in your meeting agenda for several times. It happens to be during summer times when the weather is nice. So this year, I think you read in the news, we have a lot of hot summer days. Hot is good for me because I was born in Indonesia. Therefore, we normally make good use of our time going outside. So I somehow miss several of your previous meetings, even though Harry giving the invitation. And today I'm very happy to get to attend this meeting with all of you guys and learning about harvesting and success. Thank you.
Uh-oh.
Internet. Send you a message.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Effie, and I'm so glad you could join us today. Okay, and I believe that is it's our guest introduction. Thank you so much. And Stefano, it's really good to see you. I honestly thought with the convention going, there was no way we were going to see you today.
Yeah, it was. I think Von Eric messaged me yesterday, and he reminded me of the meeting. So I did the time conversion, and I thought 6:30 wasn't as bad. So yeah, I'm very happy to be able to join today and hear see everyone's faces and listen to wonderful speeches of all of us. Thank you.
Wonderful. Well, feel free to use our WhatsApp, our group chat, to be able to share all the things that you pick up during the convention. I'll
spam the chat of it. Okay.
Please do spam the chat. And for all of us who are global family members, we're going into August, which means September and renewals and all of that are coming up. Many of you have already renewed to be able to get the lower rate. This is me putting my vice president membership hat on. Don't mind me. This is an advertisement. So if you haven't renewed yet, I want to encourage you to please do renew. I know that Global Family, we've been a club that's sort of forming in a lot of different ways. Thank you, Stefano. And this term is really special to me because we've handed leadership from District 67 to District 76, with Kyoko and Andy taking over after Patsy and me. And my dream is to really see Global Family become so global that position of leadership starts to move from country to country to country, just like yellow rubber ducks going through the ocean. And so I want to encourage all of you, if you haven't renewed, come and join us. Stay on the boat, stay in that giant bathtub that is the Pacific Ocean. And the other thing I'd like to encourage you is we always have an opportunity as leaders in this club to think about how can this club best serve you and how can it serve the community as a whole. Tonight was something really special because I saw both our member Carolyn and Kwang Yu do something that only Global Family can do, which is provide really engaging, deep speeches that feel just as rich online as it would in person. And then the other side too is lessons in leadership, which is something that Global Family, I think, is something special that we can do, is that many of you have served in leadership positions, you've led companies, you've led big projects, you've done big things. And this is something that I think is a real, if I can be frank, selling point of our club. And so I ask all of you to continue to invest in this community, to give in your ideas, to continue to really think about like what lessons in leadership can I bring to the table? Just like what Kongyu did. I thought, wow, really great reminder about how to use AI and how to connect it with your dreams. I think that all of us have a really good opportunity to use this club not only as a platform for our growth, but a growth for the community as a whole. And that is all from me. I look forward to seeing you at our next meeting. Effie, I got your email address. You're going on the mailing list. Thank you so much. And with that, as acting president, I call the meeting adjourned. Have a good week.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Good night, everyone.